Egyptologists and Egyptian government are concealing information about the Great Sphinx. But why? Was the Great Sphinx even built when they say it was? It definitely wasn't. Why do governments not share and even deny evidence provided by geologists about the Great Sphinx? Today I'm going to show you what they've been hiding all along. Here are 5 things about the Great Sphinx they don't want you to know. Number 5. Experts say the Great Sphinx was built as a tribute to Khufu the Pharaoh around 2500 BC, but the face on the Sphinx does not match any known depiction of Khufu or his son Khafre. It doesn't seem to have been built in the likeness of anyone else for that matter. Why is this unusual? Because Egyptian craftsmen took great care to portray their pharaoh with accuracy to show respect for their living king. There has been extensive forensic analysis done to try and match the face of the Sphinx with known pharaohs using everything from scanning technology to simple drawings done by police sketch artists. No matches have been found. Former NYPD forensic artist Frank Domingo definitively proved that the face on the Sphinx and known carvings of Khafre were not even remotely similar. The face on the Sphinx, according to Mr. Domingo, represents an individual of clearly African or Nubian descent. But wait, there's more. If the Sphinx was built to the likeness of these pharaohs as science claims, why are the proportions so inaccurate? The size of the head is way out of proportion to the rest of the body. At 241 feet in total length and 66 feet high, the head is significantly smaller than the rest of the monolith. Egyptian craftsmen would have created an exact image of their pharaohs, if that was their intention. How would the pharaoh allow such a monument that doesn't even look like them at all, to have been erected? The Sphinx was obviously remade in the form of a human face. But whose face? Number 4. There are alleged chambers below the Sphinx. Using ground-penetrating sonar, chambers were confirmed. This evidence, however, was blocked by the Egyptian and the world governments. Top Egyptologists even claim that there are no chambers, yet video and picture evidence proves them wrong. Zahi Hawass, the Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities and Director of the Giza Pyramids excavation, was even filmed crawling through one of these chambers in the 80s. Then, years later, he claimed that they did not exist. In 2009, Mr. Hawass led a project to reduce groundwater that was pooling under the monument. He excavated the area in front of the paws of the statue and eventually went public with the new information. There are no chambers beneath the Great Sphinx. Interesting, because a seismic study done in 1992 and a radar test done in 1996 conclusively prove that there are more than just natural chambers below the monument. These chambers are said to house a hall of records for a long-lost civilization. You know, another interesting fact is that red granite, which is not even native to the Giza Plateau, was found beneath the paws in 1980. The closest source for red granite was Aswan, which is over 100 miles away. This shows that work was done at some time underneath the Great Sphinx. This is the same red granite used to build the chambers in the Great Pyramid. Number 3. Science claims that the Sphinx was built in the Age of the Bull. The Sphinx is a lion and therefore does not even correspond to the Age of the Bull. In the Bible, Moses came down from Mount Sinai to find some of his followers worshiping a golden calf, which is a baby bull. During this period of time, there was nearly a universal worship of the bull. Ancient Egyptians held the bull deity Apis in extremely high regard. Yet with all their knowledge and experience, why would they build an immense statue of a lion during the age of Taurus the bull? This is completely ridiculous, but this is what science is telling you. The age of Leo the lion started around 12,000 years ago and would see the constellation Leo rising up directly between the paws of the Sphinx in the night sky from 10,500 BC to 8,300 BC. Science needs to acknowledge that the Sphinx was built during the age of the lion, not the bull. But they won't. Number 2. Erosion patterns present along the body of the Sphinx were clearly done by water. But science and Egyptologists claim that wind is responsible for this erosion. The only time that there was enough water in northern Africa to affect this monument was prior to 7000 BC, when weather patterns from the north brought moisture from the glaciers. This created a giant inland lake where the Sahara Desert is today. Northern Africa was tropical like today's Central Africa. Top geologists state that water is responsible for the erosion of the Sphinx, but Egyptologists claim to know better. They tell us that this is the only example ever found that shows wind erosion that looks like water erosion. And people just believe it. If left to nature, the Sphinx would be buried up to its neck in sand, leaving only the head visible. This lends little credence to the wind erosion theory. Wind would bury the Sphinx, not erode it. This is the information they don't want you to know. And here's the strangest fact about the Great Sphinx. But first, take a moment and hit that subscribe button. The Egyptian civilization took great pride in their handiwork. They documented their cultural achievements with detailed hieroglyphics on the surfaces of everything they built. But they did not document the Sphinx at all. The idea that the Egyptians left this immense monument out of the record books is absolutely ridiculous. Citizen Rogue signing out. Come back next week and I'll tell you about false flags and what the government doesn't want you to know.